Well, welcome to the show. Who do we have with us? How are you guys doing today? Oh, who is who? How are you? Good to see you. I think a notification just went out to me. Going to enjoy some of these frequencies, 432, 528. Hi, Travis. Good to see you, buddy. Left a link on my last upload. I haven't been able to get to my last upload at the moment. They haven't allowed me into it. Let me check here. Not class 57. Let me see here. It says 3 comments, but I can't see them. Okay. So, how are you guys all doing today? I'll look for that later. Was that about my email? If it was, we can just post it here for you. Doing good today, Travis. So I thought today we could discuss the great Macaw, mud fossils, and life's good on my end. Yeah, so far. And as far as good as it can be in a totalitarian regime. But yeah, today I thought I'd discuss that too, mud fossils and the great Macaw. I thought that was a good subject. So I looked up for a story. Didn't spend that much time, really, kind of luckily. And I found the great Macaw. So I thought, hey, mystery schooler, we'll let everybody roll in as we see how you guys are doing. You guys are mostly in the States, so how are things going down there? Of course, I think that the government has the plan now. They've come up with the optimal plan. I think that food shortages is going to be the way to get us onto the digital ID. The Great Macaw, never heard of it. Awesome. That's fantastic. Yeah, I think they're going to get us onto the digital ID with food. I think that's the... what are you doing, Max? That's the method he's going to use. They're going to use, I think. The food shortage is coming. Food prices increasing exponentially, almost, and it seems not quite, but doubling at the moment. For some things in my area, especially meat. Yeah, so like normal. Yeah. How are the prices of things in your area, guys? Just came home from shopping. My wife went out to finish the shopping. It was like $80. That'll do a couple weeks, maybe. But we're having to actually alter our diet. They're pushing us off meat because the price of it's so dang high. A steak is like a good steak, $27. You're talking a decent piece cut of meat, you know, but price of it's through the roof, right? I don't drive, so my cost of driving hasn't changed. I take the transit system. So I moved to the city. I like the transit system here. It gets me around pretty good. You haven't been out in quite a long time. You staying at home, Travis, just avoiding the whole thing. That might be some of the best advice. What are you doing, Max? For all of us, just avoid it. But for some of us, there's no way. All right, there's a good number. Let's get to the Great Macaw. So let's show you, I'll read a story to you. Okay. So Seven Macaw by Kirby Vickery from the January 29th edition of Manzanillo Sun, Coastal Mexico Lifestyle Magazine. A Mayan myth. The story is found in the middle of the Popol Vuh, where it is considered to be a Mayan myth, all to itself. In the story of the creation of the earth and sky, after the stick people were all destroyed, and just before the people of the corn were made, our hero, twins, Hanahapu and we'll call him Balanik, were tasked to enter the underworld to avenge their father and uncle's death. It was there that they met a Macaw named Itzamye, translated as Seven Macaws. He was bright, loud, boisterous, and yes, very colorful, which is typical of the real macaws we know. He claimed to be their new god. He claimed to be, their new god of the sun, and everything else for that matter. A convoluted story, but interesting, though. Although the twins' purpose in entering the underworld was to avenge their father's death, they decided that it was part of their destiny to destroy this loud bird, named Seven Macaw, and his two troublesome sons. They had their own issues, but Seven Macaw kept boasting that he was the new sun god, and was just a little too flamboyant about himself for the twins to take seriously. The twins decided to shoot the Seven Macaw. They found the perfect time and place. When the Seven Macaw was eating lunch in a tree, Hanapu used a blowgun to shoot Seven Macaw with a heavy dart. After sneaking up on the bird and taking careful aim, Hanahapsu dart tore into the bird's mouth, breaking his jaw and injuring his precious eyes. We'll have to look for that. All the jewels in his mouth and eyes were severely broken, and the shot made Seven Macaw fall from the tree. However, Seven Macaw was still dangerous. When Apu came over to him, he lay on the ground. Seven Macaw bit off the twins' arm and ran away with it. Seven Macaw hung the arm over a fire. Hi, Max. Yep, okay, go ahead. Okay, where was I? Seven Macaw hung the arm over a fire when he got home. Hanapu and his brother tried hard to think of a way to get the arm back. Finally, they met with an old wrinkled man and woman who helped them devise a plan to get the arm back. The old couple agreed to pretend they were twins, grandparents, and off they went to find Seven Macaw. When the old man was... Okay, Max. Off you go. Go on. Sorry. When they got to his house, the old man explained to the bird that the twins were their grandsons. The old man said that he was an expert in fixing broken jaws and curing damage. Then, as the twins had hoped, Seven Macaw invited the grandfather to help him restore his damaged jeweled features. The old man gently pulled the gemstones out of Seven Macaw's mouth and eyes and replaced them with kernels of white corn. Okay. When the old man was finished, Seven Macaw could no longer claim he looked like a sun god. Now he just looked like an average bird. He had been robbed of his source of conceit and vanity, and he felt no longer had any reason to live. So he keeled over and died as soon as that happened. Very cool. Hanapu retrieved his arm from above the fireplace and placed it back on his body. Now Seven Macaw was survived by his own two sons. They were more like demons than sons, though. One was named Zipanak. Zipanaka? Okay. Zipanaka. Okay. Or alligator. The other was Kabrakan. His two legs, also called earthquake. Okay. Like his father, Alligator, who made boastful claims, he strutted about claiming that he was the maker of the mountains. I have to continue this. Hold on 1 second, please. I have to turn my notifications down. That's getting annoying. I usually do turn them down. Let's check in chat and see what you guys think here. So like normal, I maxed out my stream time on StreamYard. It resets on the 17th. Awesome. Stick people, yeah. Interesting. Bird people, demons are described as bird-like. Rejoining, dismembering limbs is a common theme in mythology worldwide. Yeah. Cool story so far. Don't have that many people watching. Not so cool, but we'll see. Let's see. Where were we? So, okay. Like his father, Alligator, he also made boastful claims. He strutted about, claiming that he was maker of the mountains. Interesting. So I wanted to show you guys something before we continue with this story. I wanted to show you great macaw. And see what you guys think. There we go. So, North America, what do you guys think? Do you think it could be the great macaw? Oops. You can see the beak, the head feathers coming up. Guess vanity killed him, yeah. You can see a wing coming up this way. I think these were his wings, all the way over to Alaska. He was gigantic. He was huge. No wonder he thought he was the sun. He may have even burned bright like the sun for a while before he came to Earth or fell to Earth, or I don't know how he got here. I think the Earth was much bigger in the past. So that's kind of a interesting thing. So here's the great macaw. I was kind of interested in seeing his broken jaw. So let's go look at his broken jaw down here. Prince Edward Island, St. John's, Newfoundland. So here's the top of his jaw, his beak, and it's not broken, but here, down here, we have a broken beak. That should be over this way, underneath this part, but it's not. And up here we can see an eye, right there. Let's go right into that. I want to take a look. See if the ground structure is different than anywhere else. It doesn't look too dissimilar, but that's not uncommon with mud fossils. What is it called? Rene Levasseur Island. Okay. We also have a very big hole here, big lake, Lake St. Jean. Could be an ear canal, I think. So what do you guys think? The seven macaw? Is this the seven macaw? Similar to Norse, or gigantic organic beings forming our terrain? Yeah. Similar to the Norse, yes. Oh, broken beak, I get it. Yeah. So they seem to know our landscape from above, or the stories that led to our landscape becoming like this. And that was kind of the interesting thing that I loved reading that story, because we can see the evidence from this story in our landscape. We're losing viewers. Could be Macaw's petrified body. I think so. I think so, Mystery Schooler. I think that's, I've always thought since I was a kid that North America was a bird. And just because of the shape of it, it looks like a bird lying on his side, you know? Yeah, mythology is no myth, right? They knew what they were talking about. Just want to check my phone. Oh, okay. Hey, Squirrel Sniper, how you doing? You just missed a beautiful story. You'll have to go back and listen to it. It's the story of the great Macaw and his vanity over his beautiful beak, bejeweled beak, and how he died and how his jaw was broken. There's also a turtle island, apparently. Yeah, I've heard that. I don't know if that has more. See, turtle, Taurus, I think. I think that story has more to do with science than the actual landscape, but it could be. Hi, Deborah. And Belle. Hi. Good to see you here. We're discussing the Great Macaw. We just read the story of the Great Macaw. The two brothers who fought the Great Macaw. Didn't kill him, though. He found two old people who pretended that they were his grandsons and that they could fix his beak. And they pulled all the jewels out of his beak, and and the vanity of it killed him. He wasn't so great anymore. He was just a regular bird. This was after he had been pierced with an arrow in the mouth, and it broke his jaw. For the dome above, maybe? Okay. Yeah, could be. We accept all possibilities here. Hey, Lucky Smith, how you doing? So we were going to continue with the story of the Great Macaw, Seven Macaw. And maybe we'll find more in the landscape of this story. We've already found the Great Macaw, the broken beak of the Great Macaw, down here on St. John's. Sorry about that, guys. There we go. I am waiting for a call, so I turn my notifications off. So we can see the broken beak here, Prince Edward Island. And Newfoundland, being the top half of the beak, is intact. I think it's really cool. I've always thought that North America was a bird. Just my opinion. Hi, Pamela Jean. How you doing? Wow, very interesting. Cool. Hi, Lucky. Hi, Pamela. It was his belief in his connection to God that empowered him, it seemed. Well, seemed like maybe his own vanity, I thought, since he believed the jewels made him look like the sun god, right? Yeah, that's a good interpretation. But they took all the jewels out of his mouth, and he was no longer as radiant and thought himself less. So let's go back to our story here. Let me share it with you. Give me a moment. Okay, so we have a new god, or a new creature, pretending to be God. The other, now Seven Macaw was survived by his two sons. They were more like demons than sons, though. One was named Zipanaka. The other, or alligator. The other was Karakan, his two legs. Also called Earthquake. Like his father, Alligator, also made boastful claims. He strutted about claiming that he was the maker of the mountains. Oh, have to see. Maybe he became the mountains. 7 Macaw left. The hero twins, Hanapu and Alanek on the right. Okay. Neat imagery. Convinced the alligator that he was dead. Interesting. The 400 sons held a celebration. They partied so hard, they drank so much that they became intoxicated. They got so drunk that they never noticed when alligator crawled out of his safety from the tunnel. The world will never know if alligator had any ill intent when he offered to help. One day, alligator, while resting by the water's edge, saw a group of 400 sons carrying a tree to use as a post for a house they were building. Alligator asked the boys if he could help them. In spite of their fear of such a large person god, they agreed to let him haul a tree to the front of their house, and were really impressed by alligator's strength. But they also felt threatened by it, and were sure alligator would use his strength to hurt them. Alligator must be killed, they thought. They sat down and came up with a plan. See, it seems all these people just have the plan of killing. But I guess that's a good idea if these things are hurting you. They sat down and came up with a plan that would end up killing alligator. First, they would ask him they would ask him to do them a big favor and dig a deep hole in the earth. When it was done, they would ask alligator to drop down into it to show how deep it really was. Then the boys would throw a large wooden beam into the hole. They figured that when the beam landed on the alligator, it would kill him and end their problem. But alligator knew the boys wanted to kill them. So while he was digging the hole, he also dug an escape tunnel to the other side of the hole. Alligator slipped through the bottom of the hole and called out to the boys. He crawled into the side cave as he announced his completion. Then the boys dropped the beam in the hole, unaware that alligator sat safely to one side. Very smart for alligator. What do we have here? Maybe this is the story. I don't know. They did write their stories. The twins, let's see, I'll finish off that to one side. The twins found alligator in the water and asked him if he would like a deliciously large and tender crab dinner. Alligator told them he hadn't eaten anything for 2 days, and the fishing and hunting was really bad, and he would gladly accept their invitation. Alligator slathered at the thought of such a treat and begged the twins to take him to it. So off to Mount Meven they went with alligator, growing more excited with each step. Just as they were approaching the mixed crab meat, the big mountain collapsed on alligator's chest. He couldn't move and turned to stone. Thank you for that. That's very telling. So there probably is an alligator out there in America, I would bet, because these are American myths. There's probably an alligator. And what happened to him? So the big mountain collapsed on alligator's chest. He couldn't move and he turned to stone. Let's take a look around North America here. See what you guys are doing. Scotty boy, how you doing? Not the old beam in a hole trick, right, Scotty boy? Grounding work always works, yeah. Yeah, birds, lizards, demons seem to be a common theme myth worldwide. Yeah, we seem to kill them a lot. Hi, Jules. I see Julia Rose, hi. Jules, yeah. We're on it. Be right back. Okay. I'm going to take a look myself, so stop this story for a moment. So that was the death of the alligator. So let's see. I'm not sure how well this will go. I know where the macaw is, but the story has morphed, talking to us about an alligator with a great beam, or with a mountain that fell on him. Where might we find an alligator? Huh. What about the entirety of South America? I don't know. Let's see what we have here. So we're looking for alligator skin, possibly. Alligator snout, alligator tail, anything alligator-like. We do have this long structure here. What's this? This looks very structure-like. I don't know if maybe this is a head. I can't turn this one. Look at this thing. What is that? Now, if anything looks like a nostril, that would to me, because of how it's kind of just comes in and it gets deep on one side, but you can see it's shallow on the other. Is that big alligator? Part of him? Maybe his jaw? I don't know for sure yet. I'd have to really look at this. What do you guys think? A lot of stuff is probably underwater. That's true too, Mystery Schooler. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hi, Linda Brooks. How are you doing? We're reading the story of the great Macaw and his two sons now. One of them an alligator. This is from the Incan. Yes, Albie. Oh, cool. Yeah, you'll have to go back and catch the beginning of the story. Right now, we're wondering maybe if there's a great alligator somewhere on North or South America by the stories they're talking about. At least I am. Could be underwater too, right? So, we could be looking at what size the great macaw is, and then we compare that to what size, maybe we can get some idea of size. Maybe the alligator is the same size as the macaw. I don't know. That would be huge. Is this the alligator they're talking about? I don't know. That's a dragon, and that's on the other side of the world, so I don't think they would know about that. And this was after the world was created, so Tiamat had already become our planet. Now, is the alligator right on top? Is this the alligator? This mountain range along the side here could be. This part here leading up looks very tail-like, but it could be part of the great macaw as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, things under the water. on the side of the mountain in Arizona. Nice. Okay. Yeah, and I don't know what do you guys think? Does Africa look like a rhinoceros with a horn sticking out the side? I think it does, but that's for another show. Hmm. I would agree with that, Mystery Schooler. The Earth has been drying out since its death, so right now we're probably at the point where we're shrunk down as far as the Earth can get because you can see the hardness of the shell, and the innards would have to dry out as well. So we've probably lost quite a bit of water over time. Looks like the dinosaur with a shield. Yeah, yeah, that does. I see that too, Scotty Boy, says Linda. Yeah, but we've shrunk down. The planet has shrunk, obviously. If there was a bird this size on the Earth must have been much bigger. Or they're even lying to us, and the Earth is just much bigger than they're telling us. Is this just the sections they're showing us? Wrapping it around? Is it even a flat Earth? Mud fossils make me think of that because the air. Look at this. North America is, well, it would be able to do a couple of hops, and it would go around the world. So the Earth must have been much bigger in the past because it was on the Earth that this story took place. And if we look at the Atlantic Ridge here, we can see where it's probably been expanded and then contracted back down. I think this is a dried out Earth. I don't think that this is a soft, fleshy Earth anymore. It's all turned to stone. Yeah, it does. It might. It might. Mystery School. It feels it's much bigger. Yeah, but it may have been just that it was bigger in the past. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, like we're in a timeout. You just talked about Wayne, giants on Wayne's show. The Earth had to be bigger to feed them. It was said the Earth used to be in another location, bigger, and we know bigger atmosphere. Absolutely, Linda. Yeah. We're in a timeout from the garden because we were bad. Could be. Could be. But I think the Earth has shrunk. I think we're on our way to becoming like Mars, which means that there could become a day when these oceans just recede into the Earth. That's entirely possible. It's not that much water. That could be almost all of the water left, although there are some underwater seas that they know of. There's no underwater oceans, so that wouldn't fit well. Yeah, because they could not be sustained. That's correct. And they used to eat the little ones. Milky Way Soul Tribe is reading the Book of Giants that talks of that type of thing, how they ate the little ones, and how they were running out of food, how they went to war over the moon child, circumcision. It's a great story. But yeah, I could see creatures this big running out of space and certainly running out of food, right? We haven't found for sure. We've got a couple maybe possibilities for the alligator that we're supposed to find. Maybe the ridge on the west coast of America. I don't know. We'll have to look into that further. Let's go on with our story. John knows stuff. Yeah, yeah, good for Trivial Pursuit. Not much else. I have seen evidence that as we go through cycles, people got smaller. They had to go underground. They became cannibals, and we continue to get smaller as a planet. The planet's animals and race. Yeah, I think so. Nice, Scotty boy. Sage for us all. Thank you. All right, let's see what the story says after this. Where were we here? So, okay. He couldn't move, and he turned to stone. So off to Mount Meaven they went with Alligator. Mount Meaven. I'm going to copy that name and see if we can't find Mount Meaven. If any of you guys are on your computer and would like to look up Mount Meaven, I'm going to after we finish the story. Okay, so he couldn't move and he turned to stone. Seven Macaw's other son, Sharakan, was no less boastful or honest than his father and brother. Cabrakan proclaimed that he destroyed mountains. One day, our hero brothers confronted Cabrakan and told him that they had just discovered the highest mountain they had ever seen. They challenged Cabrakan to knock down this mammoth mountain. With his usual vanity, Cabrakan assured the twins that he could. To prove his boast, he asked the twins to take him to the mountain. On their way to the mountain, the hero twins became hungry. As was their custom, they pulled out their blowguns and killed some birds, which they roasted for dinner. This was part of the plot to kill Cabrakan. They prepared one bird by cooking it together with a heavy chunk of earth. They offered Cabrakan a slice of the earth-laden bird. He ate it with the piece of earth enthusiastically. When they finished their feast, they walked toward the enormous mountain. But the weight of the meal he had just eaten made Cabrakan feel very weak. After a while, he could hardly stand on his legs. In that condition, he couldn't make a mountain crash to the ground. The hero twins tied Cabrakan up, knocked him down, and killed him. Cabrakan was otherwise known as Earthquake. Known as Earthquake, has been permanently buried in the ground ever since. And now, whenever he moves in his grave, he shakes the world. Interesting. So what happened to Cabrakan? They knocked him down and killed him. He's been permanently buried in the ground ever since, so he'll be hard to find. So Cabrakan, I don't know what type of creature he was. Possibly a alligator, as his brother. Interesting story. I love it. Stop time and move through it? Maybe, Linda. Do you think we will ever cycle back to being bigger than that? I think we might, but this planet would probably become something different. Wouldn't be on this planet. I kind of have the theory going that it's a torus field, that the universe is a torus field. And so this is a working theory, nothing set in stone. Pun intended. But if our universe is a torus field or operates like a torus field, I think that what happens is we're on the redshift side, coming out from the center, where there would be a plasmoid shooting of energy, shooting us out the other end. And that's why they see the Big Bang. All they see is this huge bright light when they look into the past, because of the brightness of the plasmoid, right? So then what happens is we come out, and I think the creatures then are huge. I think they're gigantic, because when we look at the earliest parts of the universe, which is really not even, it's just the earliest time that we're coming out of the plasmoid in the middle of the torus field. I think the magnetism is greater there. And because the magnetism is greater, because there's a more magnetic side and a more electric side of the torus field. So we're coming out in the heavy magnetic area where things are large. I have images of large large structures in the early universe. I'll show you. Or in the earlier time when we were coming out of the torus. So then as we come out, and I've wondered too if there was a time where that is a watery world as well. Find images here. There we go. Yeah, so here's a decent one that shows a lot of it. So here's the earlier part where they claim there was just a big boom. And then we get these large structures. These are thousands, hundreds of thousands of times bigger structures than we have today. Let me get that full screen for you. So here's the earliest part where they try to say is a Big Bang. I don't agree. And then we get this ether with these bubbles of gigantic, massive structures. Probably planets that could support, and hold gigantic creatures. And then as we come out, we get smaller and smaller and smaller. But I do believe there is a time we will eventually go back to the center, back to the plasmoid in the center of the universe, and be recycled. And the process will, it just continues, but begin again, where there is gigantic and smaller becoming creatures. Are you off, Scotty boy? All right, you have a great day, buddy. Yeah, Mr. Schooler. So every ring magnet, every one of these solar systems or galaxies they operate with a torus field. And every ring magnet has 12 fields, 6 positive and 6 negative going around it. So every solar system, every galaxy will have a zodiac. We just identify it with the stars. Those stars are further and closer away from us. But what is important is that field, the definition of that field. That's why when I do the zodiac, I divide it into 12 equal parts, because a ring magnet will divide a field into 12 positive and 12 negative. Hi, Trey. How? How are you? Let's go back. We read the story. So, yeah, the seven Macaw. Very interesting story. I loved it. It fit right in with North America. I loved that part. But it's no dragon. So, seven Macaw. Is this the seven Macaw? A gigantic creature? Certainly seems like it with the story of the broken beak. Okay, Steve-O, how you doing? You got a lot to say, do you? Chakras, moon or sun, shocking him. Oh, yep, there's always the power of it. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. So now is the time probably for bitching about the government. So we have a totalitarian government in Canada. It's a good thing, apparently. We're told that we like it, um, which is fun, being told what you like. I was thinking that I could run away from this and get away from it. But with the coming food shortages, there's nowhere to go. You fell asleep? Aw. Cool. Well, I'm glad you had a good sleep, Linda. You did miss a great class. It wasn't a class to begin with, but at the end, it ended up being one. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, Jules. Let's see, there is a crocodile god in Egyptian mythology. I'll have to do that story sometime. Look that up. You think the firmament above gets thinner and thicker? And we can adjust our environment? Maybe. That could be. It's a possibility. If there is a dome or a bubble around the Earth, that would help keep the environment stable. We wouldn't end up like Mars. But I don't know. Like in cats, like cats of old Kraken. The Kraken, yeah. Chat's always a class. Yep, I think so. How long have we been on? Oh, not too long. I allotted 2 hours for this. So I didn't know how long the story of the Great Macaw was. Keck. Okay. Oh yeah, I wanted to check that mountain. Where is Mount Meaven? Meaven's Market. Meaven Lane. Okay. So we do have Mevans. Let's see. Straight across North America. Let's see. None over in Europe. Okay, so let's look in South America. Now, is that crocodile skin here? I don't know. The crocodile we're looking for would have something on his back, a mountain that fell on his back. Is that crocodile skin? Cleve Creek. Let's look here. Maven Lane. Let's go in and look at Maven Lane. Ooh, interesting. Oh, what do we have here? That's an interesting structure. Just a big thing sticking out of the ground. Let's do a street view here. Where can we do a street view? Go here. Browse street images. Let's go here. Wow, that's a big thing sticking out of the ground. Lots of stuff in this landscape. We're probably standing on a mud fossil right now. Beautiful place. I'd love to live here. Look at these beautiful houses. Nice lawns. Nice. So Mount Maven. Interesting. Yeah. Go back out there again. So we didn't find Mount Maven. We found Maven Lane, Maven Market, and an interesting place. I don't know, it's very convoluted here. Have you seen the planetary alignment since Tuesday? It looks like the moon is way farther out than usual. It's fine. The Norse mythology is accurate. The entire Earth is a fossil. Yeah, I go by the Sumerian mystery schooler. I believe the Earth is a giant dead dragon named Tiamat. And I think that because, I'll show you why. Let me go to maps here. Okay, so in Northern Africa, we have an example here of a dragon. This dragon is huge, but when we look at it, this up here being the head, let's see if we can zoom in on the head. So here we have the head of the dragon and the dragon's breath coming out. So we can see the size of the head. And then we look at the length of the neck. And it's long. It's incredibly long. And the body is very long as well. This is the starting of the body. and it goes on for quite a ways. So, being that the head is not that big on the body of the dragon, okay, my thinking on it is that if this is the head of Tiamat, I'm not sure if you can see that, the dragon's eye here, the dragon's jawline here, the dragon's beard, nostril, and mouth, and of course brow ridge. And there's even a couple remnants of some horns up here. So if that is the fact that the earth is a giant dead dragon, the story says that the half of the earth, just like in the Norse, half of, not all of Ymir was used to make the planet. So I think that what happens is the earth is this dragon coiled up into a ball, and that it's dried out over time. Hey, Flat Out Fencing. Did you watch Fed today? I don't know what Fed is. Did you guys see me coming? No. Welcome to the channel, Flat Out Fencing. I don't recognize you. So what you're thinking on that? The Sumerian side of it. I always had a problem with the Norse, with them using the skull of Ymir as the sky, or the dome of the sky. But it's possible. Earth is not a globe. Okay, well, we accept all theories here, buddy. So it could be either. It could be a flat, could be a globe, could be a donut. I don't know. Could just be much bigger. Could be an infinite plane. I know people that think that. So there's lots of possibilities. Until I get up there in a rocket myself, I'll leave it up in the air. But we do find mud fossils everywhere. Kind of an interesting thought at how they get here. You know, different ways, different stories. What's IMO? I don't know what IMO means. You did a firmament video, nice. Sun's perspective, image, I am age, reflections for my life, planets have souls. Yeah, I think that, well, I'm kind of the perspective that all energy is conscious, not to the same level, varying levels of consciousness, but consciousness nonetheless. So, and it could be that this, the spirit, we could be the fractals of the spirit of the dragon or Ymir. That could be a method of how the universe works. We believe that it's fractalizing. If we believe that it gets smaller and more creatures or something like that, it could be that our souls are fractals of the dragon, and that someday other souls will spawn from fractals of us. IMO, in my opinion. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep. You're allowed your opinion. Absolutely. Sun and moon are a cherub. Okay. Like a little baby with an arrow. Yeah, if you go to Roger's channel, he kind of thinks the moon might be one of those antithesis balls, which would make it from a huge Uh, oh, much love to you too, Flat Fencing. Which would make it a huge creature, the size of our solar system, if not bigger. Imagine a creature that size, that it would span from one end of our solar system to the other. But I do think that's possible, especially when we look at like the earlier pictures of the universe and we see those huge structures. Like, could that be acting as one star? One star, the size of what we now have as galaxies, right? You also have a geometric cosmology. Interesting. Oh yeah, just the similar to rainbows. Okay. Well, some people think they're like portals to other worlds, that we're seeing like the lands of other worlds. I've seen some interesting ideas that it's a reflection of a greater surface, that the surface of the Earth is huge, and that the moon is just reflecting a section of it. I have been seen as Tiamat in Akashic records, a fractal of Tiamat and Artemis. Yeah, well, we all could be, Linda. So they're just light anomalies or refractions of light. That's interesting. That's an interesting theory. I don't know how that would work with my torus field theory, but it's interesting. Have to work that out a bit. Definitely could be portals. Heard of Second Sun and Lunar Wave by Crow 777. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen the lunar wave in images a couple of times. Um, I've seen a few strange things. I don't know if that's a gravitational wave. It could be. Could be a reset of the image, right? Okay. You think the firmament is open above? All kinds of creatures come from outside our realm. Could be. Could be. That could be how all these giant creatures got dead on our planet, right? And if the Earth itself, or what we think the Earth, or what I think the Earth is, a giant jet dragon, it could be laying on something as well. It could be on a bigger creature. There are some beliefs that there's a giant space monster that we live on, which kind of is true in many ways. Especially when we start looking at the map, Google Earth or maps. This is an amazing planet. I'm blown away by what we see. All of it now, to me, well, it's all biology. I have, for those of you who haven't seen it before, I have a mud fossil heart. It most resembles a goose or a swan heart. It has all of the proper uh, anatomy on it. Here is oh, yeah, let me pull that up for you. Yeah, I thought that was what you were saying, Linda. Yeah. So there's a stone mud fossil heart. You can even see the holes where the blood comes in and out in the black. Focus that in. I don't know if you can see that clearly enough. But it also has the separation of the chambers. That line goes all the way around. And there's the other line crossing. And on the back, there is a hardened part of different material that the muscles are attached to, and it beats in and out this way from this side. You can see the muscle striations if I get it in right. Let's see here. There we go. You can see them there quite easily. Going in this direction, across. I live by one of the Great Lakes, and there is lots and lots of small mud fossils all over the place. Hola, paradox fossils. Yeah, my wife found this. It is really cool. I'm amazed at. I polished it up myself, but it's perfectly preserved. The colors are amazing. There's even blood. I could probably have this DNA tested and find out exactly what kind of animal this is. If it's maybe even a small human, but the heart shape isn't right. This is more like a goose or a swan heart. I have other mud fossils as well. They're not as well defined, but they're various examples of bone and other things. Lots of silicates and everything. Absolutely. And in this area, this one was probably preserved in this area because there's lots of red clay here, and that probably helped preserve the colors of blood in it. So yeah, beautiful example. When you go to the rock stores, you can see sometimes they've got stones with black, white, and red in them, and oftentimes, because I recall them in my mind, they're hearts, many of them. So yeah, if you just look in the stores, they have hearts there that they don't even realize are hearts. Hearts are one of the things that stay together very well. That's why we have Ayers Rock, because it's one of the organs, and they have a big sheathing around them that keeps them together. And the heart and other structures have a very strong sheathing. Fascia, or fascia, however you say it. Well, is there anything else you guys wanted to look at or talk about? I'll show you my mud fossil again. I think that's awesome. I love looking at it. It's just an amazing reminder, right? Lipidary rock and fossils show here next month in Missouri. Nice. I don't know what lipidary rocks are, but makes me happy to see appreciation for nature and creation like this. Now I want to go explore it. Yeah. Yeah, we've found in the riverbeds here pieces of stone that literally look like steaks. If I was to take one of them that I found and put it on a barbecue, you would think it was just a steak. It was so red, meaty. You could see the fat, the marbling of the fat in the muscles. And it just looked like a steak. It was amazing. But I love going over these old stories and finding little nuggets and clues that will teach us and show us more information about our planet, how it formed, what it is. Wow, that's wild. Yeah, it is wild, Caitlin. How are you doing? Good to see you again. We'll be doing a class tonight, Caitlin. You found those steak-like fossils with bone in. Nice. Yeah. You should, Julia Rose. If you have rivers near your area, that's a good place to find them because the water will highlight the colors in the rock and the different structures in it. Or if you if you live in a dry area, bring a squirt bottle with some water, and that'll help you highlight the colors and know what you're dealing with and identify them. Do you go hunting often, Paradox? I guess you do. Me and my wife go fairly often. We used to go more often, but since they've depressed everybody and stopped us from going places for a couple of years, we haven't been out much. And they're starting to rope off all the natural areas due to people injuring themselves and stuff. Here in Minnesota, lots of lakes are nice. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm near New York, Jules and Linda. I'm right, I'm in southern Ontario. Here, let me show you guys where I live. I live down here, just across from New York. In the Golden Horseshoe. So I'm down here right in what we call the armpit of Lake Ontario, called Hamilton. So this is my city here. I'm over here on the outskirts of my city. I'd like to move and get out of the city. They're putting up a cell tower right near me, about half a kilometer away. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I think I might have to move or find some better protection. There's lots of rivers here, lots of lakes in my area, little lakes and rivers. This area is known as the City of 100 Waterfalls, and there is about 100 waterfalls here. They're teeny, most of them. Some of them are larger. Rain and windstorm coming through. Oh, it's terrible. Live in rural East Washington, out in the woods. Nice. I'd like to live in the woods. I think that's my next move. I love rivers and lake areas. Yeah. All right. Well, love waterfalls. Me too. Got lots of pictures of them, teeny tiny ones. And we have one called the Devil's Punch Bowl. It's got some, I don't know if I have any images on my phone, but it has all the layering you would want. It goes down about 80 to 100 feet, and it cuts right through the landscape. Let me see if I do have any images of that. My wife will on her phone. This is a crappy phone, so I don't know if we'll be able to see anything. No, I can't update. Let's see what we've got here. I want to live somewhere warm, yeah. John, have you noticed less of a wave at different elevations? 11th floor versus ground floor level. Yeah, I get hit. I don't know that there's a difference, Trey, but it seems like I spend more time at ground level, so I'm going to get hit more there. But a lot of it, like if you go right underneath the cell tower, you won't be hit by anything. That's out of its range because it comes out like a bell, right? But I can't say that I've noticed a difference between the 11th floor and ground level really at all. Someday I'll say something besides just saving my favorites to my channel learning. A lot of, oh, thanks. Thanks, Carolyn. He's cool too. Thank you. And yes, I see you. Yeah. Don't come up, please. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Mr. Schooler. I enjoyed your streams. I saw a couple of your shows. You can post your channel here. Let me, you're doing regular shows, so you're a creator. And that means that you should be posted. Go this way, Max. He's getting mad at me. He wants attention. Okay, I get it. You want attention. Okay, let me see. Okay. I get it. You really want some attention. Filter. Channel. There you are. Oh, that's not you. I don't know why it's not showing me you. Here, let me fix this. Okay. No, go down, please. He's a determined little bugger. Let's see. There you go. I made you a moderator so you can post your channel, Mr. Schooler. Please don't use your moderator status to ban anybody, delete anybody's comments. I deal with that myself. It's a free speech platform, and because of that, a lot of people sometimes say things that people don't agree with, and that's what we let them do. Yeah, Max gets pets and talks tail so well. Yeah. Okay, come on up. You want to come up? Get your few moments of glory. Come on. Okay. So here's Max. Let's see if you guys can see him. No. Okay, you get your screen time, buddy. How are you doing? It's good to see you. I know, I've been staring and talking to that screen for an hour, and not you. We do talk to our cats a lot, so you speak fluent tail. Yeah. He is adorable. He's a going concern as well. He's very demanding. He knows how to order us around, don't you? Zoe. Where is Zoe? I haven't seen her today. She was in yesterday at our... Yes, I love you too. Oh, thank you, Flat Out Fencing. Yeah, he knows it. We go for walks down the hall. Good boy. The ears say a lot too. Yep. Now I've been asked to change my profile pic because he looks mean apparently in the one that's up there now. So I'll try to get him wide-eyed and happier looking. But yeah, I have to do that sometime soon. Yes, you're just adorable. Okay. Well, that's all we've got for today, guys, really. Unless you want to just slander the government, which we would just do for entertainment purposes only. We're not a news station. I'll summon her. Yeah, we should all summon her. That's the only way it works, it seems. Well, some people are great summoners. So he looks like he stuck a camera in my face. Okay. There you go. Is that enough affection? You just sent Zoe a message? Awesome. We're done for the day, though. So she's going to come in at the end again. That's what happened to her last time. And I think it is going to get close to dinner time. Well, we covered the Great Macaw really well, I thought. You guys have any other comments? Mac's very good for the camera. Yeah. 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 What did Garrison say? Fuck them all to death, right? We need somebody in politics that's going to F them all to death. Great topic today. Always fun. Thanks you, Julia Rose. Cats demand the human. Masculine woman. Be as a child. Absolutely. Yeah, thanks for connecting, everyone. I thought he looked inquisitive. Like I know something you need to know. Like the raised eyebrow. Yeah. You're live almost daily. Nice. Did you post your channel there? I gave you mod status so that you can do that. Yeah, we're going to have class tonight for sure. In Canada, we're still prisoners. You're not allowed to get on a train or a plane without being double jibby-jabbed. So that's part of our enslavement right there. But as I say, I figure food stamps and food rationing, that will be the way they get us onto the digital system. Can you spell the mountain name? I think I might have it here. Yeah, Mount Even is the name they called it in the story. I'll post the story as well, so you guys can take a look at the story yourselves. There we go. All right. So that's the story of the great Macaw and his two sons. Crocodile, and the other one, we don't know. Might be a crocodile, might be a man. So until next time, keep that third eye open. Much love to you all. Use your intelligence and your intuition. See you later.